I remember when we were strong. The Viridian Outriders, a bold fraternity dedicated to preserving the safety of the needful traveler. Within my lifetime, I have seen us fall so far, replaced by the steel and gold of a king I once called friend. New threats arise, though, and his cutlass and coin may not be enough to save our people. We're still here, though. Less than we were. But we're here, and we'll help where we can. That is my oath. Hello, and welcome back to Another Path. My name is Chase, and I remain your GM. Today, precautions are taken as a plan comes together. Thank you to our backers, Trent, Carl, and Keith, for their support. If you like what you hear, consider donating to us at patreon.com/ghostlightmedia, and maybe even check out some of the other shows on the network. But with that, sit back, relax, and enjoy your trip down another path.
I would like to propose a topic of conversation.
Go ahead, Griff. Do we all need griffin arms?
No, those are off to the side. You know well.
Right.
This was
Then
high
what-
up in the air.
Yes. Well, no. You run around like this.
I would like to
Straight up and
propose
down.
a topic of conversation.
This is how you run. I've seen you do it. It's been in shows, Griffin.
Many moons ago, I'm moving past this. Many moons ago, we did a casting of Hamilton with Muppets.
Yes.
Oh no.
Good.
Oh
Good,
no.
good.
Yes.
I would
yes,
like to propose
yes,
a casting of, because I've been rewatching it, and I think it'd be very good, Emmy Award-winning Ted Lasso
Oh.
with
wow.
Muppets.
Oh, I haven't thought about this at all.
I condone this. I have not seen a single episode of Ted Lasso. So I am going to drink my beverages, and you will have a progressively more and more drunk DM.
Okay.
Well,
cool.
I have
Fantastic.
some thoughts.
I do
But I wanna
too.
hear
Okay, so
what
We
you
also
have.
we also
we
have to figure
have
out
to
who the one human
yeah,
is.
the one human is. You start there, right?
I think it's Roy Kent.
I don't know. I think you got to keep Ted as a human.
I was gonna say keep Ted as a human. I think you keep Ted as a human because who's gonna play Ted? Nobody's gonna play Ted. Keep Ted
Yeah.
as a human, and he's
Like-
like the good bright light of the show.
Okay.
I want Ted Lasso, real Ted Lasso, to constantly bake cookies for Miss Piggy.
Yeah, I was really torn between whether Miss Piggy is Rebecca or Keely. But I think
Rebecca,
that,
for sure.
I think it has to be Rebecca.
Absolutely, it's Rebecca. Oh no, Keely is. I don't know who Keely is. Muppets are mostly male.
Yeah, we do hit a bump in the road there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
the
so,
only other
so
woman Muppet is the one from Electric Mayhem that I can think of.
Sure. Yes. Roy Kent is just the animal, right?
Animal could work. Like Animal is like very very chatty though, you know, and Roy is not very stoic as Animal.
I think that
No.
Roy Kent would be Sweetums.
Oh.
Interesting choice.
Oh.
I want to hear Sweetum say whistle.
Yeah.
So
Ebaz?
where do we put the frog?
Where do we put the frog? Is the frog? Where is the frog?
The frog could be Beard.
Frog could be Beard. That would be funny. I think Beard is actually Fozzie Bear.
I was thinking Fozzie. I was gonna say Fozzie.
I think you put Fozzie Bear there. And what if we throw Kermit in drag and make Kermit Keeley?
I think that's a great idea, actually.
as Miss Piggy's best friend.
As you were saying that, I was like, yeah, that's the answer. I think Kermit is Keeley. That's a really good pick. You've got, obviously, Rizzo as Jamie.
Oh, yeah, that's not even a question. Absolutely.
But then who's Nate?
Nate the Great. Interesting.
Nate the Great. Beaker. How about... Isn't there a little frog? Isn't there a smaller Kermit?
There is a
Tiny
Bob.
Tim.
There is a Tiny Tim frog. Or we could do.
Gonzo.
I was gonna say, where's Gonzo going?
Gonzo.
Because Ted Lasso does have a son that is seen on screen.
That's
so that
Henry. Yeah.
Henry could just be Tiny Tim Frog.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, where are we putting him?
Is Gonzo Rupert? Rupert Mannion, the asshole ex-husband?
Yeah, Gonzo, maybe. Who's Danny? Who is Football is Life?
Oh.
Would that be Animal?
Could be Animal.
Yeah.
Or that's Beaker.
Or Swedish
Beaker's
Chef.
Danny Rojas is very good. I like Beaker because the first time we see Danny, he's running on screen shouting his own name, and that's basically all Beaker does.
That's true. Maybe the Swedish Chef is Rupert.
There you go.
Oh.
There you go.
There you go. You never know his evil machinations. This could work. I'm good with this list. I think this is a good list.
All right, Chase, who would you cast as the sort of like upstart, full of himself, all-star who like puts the team on the map, but everyone hates, but has a heart of gold and has a great redemption arc?
Redemption arc is tricky.
Kind of an asshole, but he's good enough to be an asshole.
Because you might not be a Ted Lasso fan, Chase, but you are a Muppets aficionado.
I do like me some Muppets, and Ryan, I know you've already dipped into the Muppet Christmas Carol for the year.
I sure have.
That in mind, my knee-jerk when you said that was Skeeter.
Interesting.
Skeeter. However, consider maybe somebody from Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem.
Ooh.
Possibly Dr. Teeth.
Possibly Dr. Teeth.
Like, the good doctor has gotten shockingly little screen time. And, like, that also opens up the rest of the team to being on, like, the rest of the band to being on the team.
Oh, for sure.
I like this because then, like, the rest of the band can be that team, because we do need, like, to fill out the whole team.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you
There's
need like Zoro and
15
Bumper
of them.
Cash
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
Isaac.
they all got to get filled out, and they're all various ethnicities. I propose, jumping off of Chase's, half the team is the band, and the other half of the team is the Muppet Babies.
Oh.
You're gonna mix universes like that?
Okay. Okay. Hold on.
It's all the Henson verse.
Pause. Idea. What if we finally get Adult Scooter?
Adult Scooter.
Because Scooter, sister to Skeeter, who was introduced only in the Muppet Babies and we haven't seen fucking since, which is a crime because she's great.
We could get that. We could also get that penguin,
So,
baby penguin.
I mean,
There is
here's
a
the
baby
thing.
penguin.
If we just want to go for solid goofs, though, what if the team is just a bunch of the rats and then we bring on Rizzo as that character?
That would be.
I love
that'd
it.
be great.
I love it. The only thing I would say against that is I even more love the idea, because we watch them play the football repeatedly, like all the time, and they're always playing all these different teams. I say same 11 rats, different shirts for every team.
Ooh, there you go.
So they're all the opposing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, here it is. The team. And this is how little I watch the show, because if you had put a gun to my head and said, what sport is this about, I would have said hockey. It's a Canadian show, so, you know. It's got
it's
Canadian vibes.
It's definitely a UK show.
Yeah, it's not a Canadian show.
So that's 2 times I would have died because I thought you were talking about American football.
No, British football, the world's football.
Incredible. Okay.
Jason
Can't make this
Sudeikis
up.
is a Midwestern American football coach who takes a job coaching a soccer quote unquote football team in London because his marriage is falling apart.
Okay, here's the thing. You've now sold the show on me.
There you go. It's good. It's fucking good.
I know it's good.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, life is busy.
Yeah,
And I only have so much time to watch TV, and I usually spend it playing video games.
That's fair.
But with that in mind, so here's the thing. I still say we fill out the team with Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem and the biggest Muppets possible. That character is still Rizzo.
Yes,
and we just go for the comedic of it just being a little guy. And so he's real good and a little guy.
So when you watch this show for the first time and you learn about the character, the star of the team in season 1, Jamie Tart, I want you to picture Rizzo the Rat.
Excellent.
Also,
that's all I'm gonna see.
Also, listeners, our Discord is open for discussion, open for conversation. I want to hear.
Hey, it's $2 a month to join the Discord. It's super worth it.
the 2 super fans at the bar.
Two super fans at the bar.
Statler and Waldorf.
Yeah. Hell
Naturally.
yeah.
There you go.
I just want to hear Rizzo's, I want to hear what Rizzo's mouth say. Because they ask, Ted Lasso asked Jamie, which would you rather be, a lion or a panda? And he's been asking everybody throughout the whole episode. And Jamie, deadpans to him in full asshole mode, says, Coach, I'm me. Why would I want to be anything else? And to which Ted Lasso goes, Jamie, I don't know if you realize how good of an answer that actually is.
Yeah, how healthy and mature of an answer that is.
Yeah, you
Coach,
fucking
I'm
asshole. I'm meh.
My favorite Jamie Tart line is in season 3, where he's going, "You got to stop playing to now and start playing through now. You feel now?
No,
Pupe.
It's all puppy." Okay, I think we can. Yeah.
But Uncle Roy, I had to invite your best friend.
I think we can table that conversation for now and hit us up in the Discord and we will discuss further.
And go watch Ted Lasso.
Go watch Ted Lasso. It's coming through it the second time. It's amazing.
It's been just over a week since your dalliance with the Golden Inspiration. Cecil and Arabin, your encounter at Miller's Pond is still fresh in your mind. The Kingsguard have set up a camp south of the city to mixed effect. In addition to spiking the local population, it has also raised awareness of the trouble between your nation and Mosrin, and has cast a pall over the city writ large. While some people in the city do enjoy having a stronger guard presence nearby, local authorities have had some issues maintaining order over them. These are young folks, warned about an upcoming battle, and your city has become something of a place for them to blow off some steam, as it were. A couple of days, like I said, have passed since our last time with them, so we'll go ahead and start with Arabin. Arabin, how are you filling your time?
So, as Arabin has been spending the last few days away from the amulet, he is starting to feel like his magic is getting more and more muddier.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just sort of waning and fading, and it comes and goes. He knows that he cannot go forever without it. He knows that if there's a battle coming up or something like that, he's going to need magic. So if possible, I would like to go to the Knotted Net to speak with Fenrir.
Absolutely. When do you go? Day or night?
Day. Into the Knotted Net.
Okay. You walk into the Knotted Net. It is well-loved bar in town. A lot of people kind of pass in and out. I'm guessing it's probably like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon when you stop by. And it's quiet at this point. You know, you've got a couple of people hanging out and talking, having, a quiet, an afternoon bev. Some of them maybe a little cheekily sneaking away from work, and they're looking a little shifty in the corner. You don't see Fenrir, though, but being a vampire, that doesn't really surprise you.
Yeah, he's probably sleeping. Can I go up to the bar and see if I can get information of maybe which room he's in?
Sure. There is a halfling woman working behind the bar. When you look over the bar, you see there's like a series of crates set up along back there. What can I do for you?
Good afternoon. I've been needing to speak with an associate of mine, and I believe he's staying here. Goes by the name of Fenrir.
Oh, yeah, that guy. I don't see him much. I mostly, he keeps to himself by and large, but, yeah, I mean, he's usually sleeps during the day. Kind of an odd duck that way, but, I can take a message for you if you like.
This is very important, and I would like to speak to him in person. Could you lead me to which room he's staying in, or at least tell me, and I will knock and talk with him?
Persuasion check.
He's so polite.
He is.
Especially
Just
for
a-
an edgelord.
Just a nice young man.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
He left the black eye paint and fingernail polish at home.
Arabin, it probably took an extra day or two for you to notice, but you are looking a little healthier than you have in a little while.
Yes.
Some of the color has returned to your face. You're not looking quite as gaunt. You've put on like healthy weight instead of being quite as gaunt as you've been. It's something that either only you would notice or only like Cecil would notice.
Yeah, he's noticed that as well. But he has noticed also that without the amulet, the nightmares have returned.
Oh, absolutely.
That is a 17 on the persuasion check.
She gives you a nod. It's like, yeah, all right. I feel like I've seen you two talking a little bit for sure. Yeah, he's up in room 18 upstairs. Can't give you a key, of course, but yeah, you just take the stairs, kind of walk on around the corner. He's over there.
Great, thanks. I leave a gold on the bar.
She winks and smiles and slides it into her pocket, and you head upstairs. It's very quiet up here. You don't know how many people are staying in the inn at this point, but it is, shockingly few. You're a few weeks out from the busy season really starting yet, but you make your way down the road to room 18, and you give it a knock.
Yep, knock on the door.
You hear shuffling around, and the door opens. And there's Fenrir looking tired, bedraggled, irritated, and more so when he finally sees you.
Fenrir.
Arabin.
Look, we need to talk.
Clearly.
Can I come in?
Sure. Come on in. I'm usually the one that needs invited. And he shuts the door behind you.
So I'm sure you've noticed that I haven't been wearing my amulet.
I am aware.
What has the Penumbra been saying?
That you haven't been wearing your amulet. You've gone missing. Your entity is not communicative.
Yeah.
It irritates him, and that's putting it lightly.
I need to talk to him, but I'm afraid that if that the amulet is not an option at this point. Is he listening right now?
In a sense, my entity is listening to me, and my entity communicates to the Penumbra.
I want this to be known by any entity, and by the Penumbra specifically.
All right. What do you gotta say?
The Penumbra wants the Infernal Core.
Yes.
He wants to ascend. I am the closest he has ever gotten to a core, and I am the closest he is ever going to get. If he wants that Infernal Core, he needs to know that I need the magic, I need his help, but I'm calling the shots.
You think you're calling the shots?
No. You know how many other fiends are out there that would jump at the chance for an Infernal Core? They would give me power. They would give me an agreement where I would get my power, and they could go after the Penumbra. Without the Infernal Core, he's nothing.
I'm going to give you a little bit of an education right here, Arabin Cronin. This is not the first time he has had a core. He is regaining something he has lost.
And if he wants to get it back, he needs me.
No, he doesn't. You're the easiest way to it, which is the only reason you're still standing here. Let me make that abundantly clear. Now look, if you want to play hardball, which clearly you do, he will respect that. He likes some hardball. I am warning you as someone who likes the cut of you. He plays harder. He plays so much harder than you could possibly know, Arabin.
Well, every fiend has their price and is looking to make a deal.
Mm-hmm.
If he wants to bargain, I'm willing to talk, but he cannot push me around. Arabin Cronin is not one to mess with.
All right. You want to make a deal? Fine. Put something down in writing. He likes that. Always has. There's a whole other world where he lived in. He did that all the time there. Let me be very clear. He's very good at it. If that's what you want to do, fine. You can go ahead and have at it with him. Next time, you go ahead and sleep with the entity on. You'll have an opportunity to have a conversation.
Yeah, let him know I'll be seeing him soon.
You got sacked, kid. I appreciate that. Probably gonna get yourself burned, but, I'm just here to keep an eye on things.
I've already been burned.
Ain't anybody who ended up in his service who didn't. Alright, I'm gonna go back to fucking sleep now. You take it easy.
I'll see you around.
Yep. You leave unobstructed, and you know that the next time you sleep with the amulet on, you will have a dream.
Yup.
Harper, how have you been spending your time?
Just so busy.
Yeah.
I think at one point, Harper was, falling asleep while actively, welding something, whatever the fantasy equivalent of that. Something dangerous. And, Dieter and Bailey literally had to pick her up and lock her in her room.
Absolutely.
So that she would get a night of sleep or something.
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
at one morning you absolutely wake up and your room doesn't have a traditional door. It's normally a curtain kind of situation because crypt.
Sure.
And they've just piled a bunch of crates and shit in front of the room. They're not super heavy, but they're large and awkward, and you are wee.
Come on, guys. It's not. I slept. I can. Okay.
You sleep more. If you look in the crate at the bottom, there's some snacks. Have a snack. Go to sleep.
Never should have told you I was food motivated. I go get the snacks and But yeah, I think a lot of it is just trying to do a rush job on this box, though. I don't think that Harper has read in Dieter or Elijah any further. I think she's trying to keep them in the dark for if this goes sideways.
Sure.
In her mind, the worst case scenario is we fuck up, Sterling turns on us, and we all get court-martialed for what we've done here. And if I can spare Dieter he's been through enough.
Sure.
He doesn't need, he's put his trust in me and in the Outriders, and I can't fucking do that to him.
No.
So
I have already rolled for them at disadvantage because they have less than perfect information as far as what they can do to help. Why don't you go ahead and roll me? You have perfect information. Go ahead and roll me at advantage as far as getting this thing designed and built.
Is this Arcana? Is this Smith's Tools?
I'll give you Smith's Tools.
Cool. Alright. Wow. Wait, I get to re-roll that one.
Oh.
I'm lucky. It's marginally better. It's not great, if I'm being honest.
Sure.
Hang on, I have to do math.
Yep.
It's plus 10, I think.
10.
So I have expertise in tool checks.
Oh, sure.
So I get double my proficiency. It's going to be a 19.
I will say with a 19 combined with the total of 16 that they got, you have something that you are confident in. The mechanism looks good. The rune work looks good. Transportation might be a bit of an issue, but, for right now, you feel pretty good about this recreation. Probably would have been better with the black steel, but for what you've done, this is about as good as you can get. This will do in a pinch.
Okay. What's the word on biometric locks that Dieter was talking about? Was I able to get those working?
Yes.
Was he able to get those working?
Yeah. Do you just want it coded to yourself? Who do you want it coded to?
I would like to have them coded to myself, Cecil, Luca, and I think against my better judgment, Arabin.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I trust Arabin. I trust that he'll come through in a pinch.
Yep.
So I'm going to code it to him as well.
Absolutely.
So it's one on each side of the box.
At one point,
it takes all four of us to fully open that second ring.
Excellent. Perfect. So it requires all four of you to do it.
I think so.
Okay.
I think that's my plan.
Before anything goes in, it can be opened and shut at will. You don't need everybody to set it up. So if you want to slam dunk it in there at some point, you're good. It will require all four to open again, without significant force. And that is the price that you pay for not going with the black steel is that somebody could, this thing has HP. Someone could whittle it away.
Yep.
But for right now, that's what you're working with.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure if Harper encountered this thing, if Harper was around for the first Erskine incident, she could bore her way into the original in some way, shape, or form. So yeah, I mean, on a time crunch, this is what I got.
Gotcha. Cool.
And I think there's a mixture of confidence of it'll get the job done, but she cannot shake this pang of fear that she has forgotten something.
Absolutely.
Is just a little halfling ball of anxiety, quadruple checking everything to make sure that everything is set and ready. But
yeah, for sure. Cecil, what you doing?
So Cecil does still have a tea shop.
Correct. A very well-traveled one right now, by the way, with the influx of folks.
With the influx of folks, and I'm sure, so that's the thing, is there's no alcohol there. So I would imagine the clientele would only be so much, or it'd be limited to during the day, maybe.
Yeah.
But would be trying to be a little bit more of a face there for a couple of days, because there's not much for Cecil to do until we head off and we've got an answer on what we're doing.
Yeah.
So maybe trying to talk up or listen for maybe a couple of the older Kingsguard vets that want a quieter place to be.
Sure.
Than any of the local bars or pubs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just trying to keep an ear out and,
Yeah.
Cecil the spy does still come up every now and then.
For sure. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
I'm sorry, you said perception?
Yes.
That is going to be a mighty 16.
With a 16, you hear, what you notice initially is that there's not a lot of old Kingsguard. It is mostly younger folks in their late teens to early 20s, just a little bit older than even Katie. She probably passed these folks on their way down. What you can tell is that there is absolutely secrets being kept here. You hear whispers of some kind of a magic mirror or something that is at play, and you also hear rumor of other advanced troops moving forward. You don't know exactly, their placement or anything like that, but you know that this is far from the only group of individuals marching out.
So Cecil would know enough to be able to suss out magic mirrors, probably communications device, and they're able to coordinate. So this is a large-scale troop movement. Cecil would obviously relate whatever they learn back to our own spy master and back to Luca. Probably nothing that we don't already know or aren't guessing, but just good to get some confirmation.
Yeah. You pass that off to your spy master and to Luca. Luca just kind of shrugs. It's like, I mean, yeah, that's about what I expect. And spy master is like, well, I mean, I'll look into it all when I get a chance. I'm still looking into scales, right? And, we'll talk about that in a couple of days here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I've just about got that taken care of. Fast forward a couple of days, and the three of you find yourselves in the office of one spy captain, Jasper Perry. They are a diminutive individual, a gnomeling, some is in the heritage there. And they look up at the three of you. It's like, well, thank you very much for meeting me is, one thing, and they twist a knob on the side of the room, and there's just a very soft, like, magical crackle that is insulating from any outside listeners. Right. So we're discussing minor treason here today. Hope you all don't mind.
Yeah, we know what we're getting into.
It is why we came to you.
Well, you came to the...
Harper, Arabin, do you remember Jasper now?
Now that I'm seeing you again, I remember. I forgot we had a spy master, which I guess just means you're really good at your job.
Correct. Have no clue who you are.
No, Arabin, you and I have not had the opportunity to meet. I know who you are, but that is neither here nor there. And actually, and you notice that Jasper is looking very pointedly at your chest. Are you wearing the amulet?
No.
Interesting. Very well.
I think Jasper won the 66th annual fish chili cook-off.
I did decide to take a few years off after that.
That's what I remember you from the most.
The secret was a little bit of sesame in there.
Sesame, of course.
It just elevates it, adds a little bit of that like back nasal scent, kind of, it doesn't overpower the fish, but it's not my favorite flavor, so it changes things. Regardless.
Well, you're not very good at keeping your recipe secret.
You think that's my only secret, Arabin? Come now.
Oh, this guy's good.
All right, he's good.
I'm not good. I'm the best. In any case, Scales Wright Prison. What do you want to know? I know I've sent my little birds out. I know quite a bit now.
Best way in, best way out, I guess.
Well, specifics on that you will want to speak with forces that may be a little bit closer to the source. Now, I do have some options for you. Now, there is a Scales Wright Prison, and they go over to their map, and, the first time that you, Arabin, and Harper have seen this, it is a massive selection of scrolls on the wall in the shape of your country. They take like a long, like pointer rod out of their pocket, flick it out like a toy lightsaber, and it extends out, and they point up to the general direction of where Scales Wright is. So Scales Wright Prison, just a bit north of the city of Portsmouth. Now, the thing about this is that Scales Wright has been escaped from, but infrequently only. There's a few options as far as how you might be able to get in, but the specifics will lie with a couple of potential individuals. Now, and they gesture to a little bit north along the coastline. One option would be an individual who I have learned of recently, one Basil Baldry. They're a bandit that has a crew just a little bit north of Scales Wright itself, deciding to lie low close to the escape there. They're a bit notorious, if you don't mind me editorializing a little bit. However, they were able to get out most recently. If you could make contact with this particular crew, you might be able to suss out a way in relatively easily. Basil likes to brag. Now, I'm sure whatever route they use to get out will be sealed up quite shortly. Now, if you don't mind a little bit further of a journey, and he points to the seat, there's one Kevin Hickman. He's a crime boss in the seat, you see.
A crime boss named Kevin?
Why not? Why not? How many Kevins do you know, Harper? How many Kevins do you know?
I don't know. Shouldn't you know how many Kevins I know?
Kevins are usually good guys.
I've never heard of a crime boss named Kevin. I suppose that's the intrigue, right?
Exactly. And look,
no one suspects the Kevin crime boss.
No one suspects the Kevin crime boss.
Kevin seems more like a librarian.
And that's why he's so good. And that's why he was held at Scales Right. Now, Scales Right, I should note, is for notoriously rough individuals. Now, from what I understand, Kevin is... They tend to lie low. They fade into the background. He got caught up in something, yada, yada, yada. You understand how these things go. Now, he got out. Don't know how he managed that. You'd have to ask him, but he's in the seat. Now, your third option, and either your best or your worst, really, and they point back to Portsmouth, would just be to go to Portsmouth and try and ply one of the guards. There are a handful of individuals who work at Scales Right, but make their home in the city of Portsmouth. People who are there longer term, you know. This is, I say it's your best and worst option, because if you screw that one up, they're going to start talking at work.
Yeah.
But
yes, there is that, yes.
An expertly plied conversation might just be exactly what you need to get yourselves in. There's a few options I could see you taking from there, whether it's taking some uniforms and just trying to talk your way in, or trying to figure out what they may know about possible ins and outs and ways to get in. I mean, you could manage that. I have to stay here. Being the spy captain means I don't really get to do a whole lot of field work, as it were. However, those are your options. Portsmouth, a bit north, or go to the seat and see what they can tell you.
Well, the way I see it, Cecil can talk anybody into anything. And they can also disguise themselves.
This is true. I have a very particular set of skills that are likely to come in very, very handy.
I turn into Cecil. I have a very particular set of skills.
You get Jasper on that one. They start to laugh. He's got your Ditterites there.
Yeah, he does. It's very good.
That's good. That's really good.
But then I turn into Arabin.
Do you use this guy self?
Just rude then, innit?
Why do I even have these dumb wings if I can't fly? I'm sad.
Okay, that was a low blow, dude.
Harper says only to Ignis. You see, I can do this trick too, but it doesn't make me any taller, so it doesn't really hit the same. I could just make myself look like another halfling or something like that. It doesn't really. It's that could be Harmony, I guess, or Jasper.
Yes, I have disguised self.
I can learn it. It only can make me look up to a foot taller. So,
so you're just a short dude. You're just a short king.
Yeah.
Turning back into Cecil. Honestly, this might not be the worst idea. We can imitate quite a few. We can persuade quite a bit. And honestly, if we find some guards and then take their places for a day or two, that's the easiest way in, likely. And then, hell, we could just arrest Harper and take Harper in, and then just as guards, and then just, find our way down and wherever we need to get within Scales Right, break everything out, get the MacGuffin, and get out.
So we arrest Harper and the
tortoise.
I don't think we can bring the tortoise.
Well, we're gonna have to bring the tortoise because the tortoise is the only one is the reason I'm gonna be able to get the box in there in the first place.
Well, maybe we can keep Ignis. I don't think we can take Ignis in the prison with us.
We're gonna have to find a way.
That's where we're at, Harper.
I mean,
could we carry it out of the prison and then get it to Ignis to serve as the lockbox, for lack of a better term?
I don't know. There's a lot of
talking about
here.
The core, right?
Yeah.
Yes, the core.
I do need to inform you that handling the core itself is very dangerous. You will probably, if there is a way for Ignis to transport this thing in and out of the prison, you're gonna want to use it.
I mean,
there's a reason, Cecil, that explosion was thought to be the core just from Sterling touching it.
Yes, I remember.
I'm assuming at this point that Jasper is fully caught up.
I would assume so. If our spy master isn't, like...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I assume that Luca has told him everything Luca feels that they should know, but we might not know how much all of that is.
Right.
I mean, I'll put it this way. I can get the box in. Like, I have the portable hole. I can use that to get the box in. But I think Ignis is our safest bet of actually handling the core and getting the core into the box in the first place.
Sure.
Because unless you guys have another 2 weeks where I can make some anti-magic oven mitts, then, like, I think he's going to be our best shot. He doesn't have a soul with which to corrupt, necessarily.
I could also make Ignis invisible. I would just need, Arabin points to his chest, a little something extra.
I mean, I can, for what it's worth, I can do that too.
Arabin, unless you're looking to break your agreement with the individual that you are in agreement with, I don't really see a way that this gets taken care of without them being involved.
Yeah, I know. I've just been putting it off.
I understand that. And look, if you want to continue to put it off, we can have discussions about further and different training. However, I don't know if that's going to come in time for you to be able to handle this situation.
Yeah.
The longer we wait, the more likely it gets moved.
There is that. Now, what I will say in the meantime is that I can at least get you a little bit of direction. Now, how familiar are the three of you with the history of Scales Right? Because it is rather fascinating, if I do say so myself.
21.
Fairly. You know that Scales Right was used to be a fort that was passed down through sundry means before the schism that happened between Taggart and Amosrin. However, let me take a look here at my notes here. What did I name this place? Or what did I name this war? There we go. In the decade before the schism of the original nation, which was known as Retin, it was commandeered as a battle station in the War of the Shattered Claw, which was a massive dragon war that took place several hundred years ago. Scales Right got its name because it was used as a giant dragon slaying facility. Most notably, it took out an ancient green dragon, Bataklik Lordu, the Swamp Lord.
You could have just said Swamp Lord.
You could have just said Shrek Dragon.
Yeah, but I had to give you the draconic name.
I did not have a great visual image in my head of that dragon until Justin helped.
However, Jasper decides to fill everyone in on that information. And this bit of information you didn't have, Cecil. The skull of Bataklik Lordu currently resides within the main central chamber to this day.
I would like to study that a bit.
Well, you might have the opportunity.
This is true.
Hangs in there as a security measure of sorts. And no, I don't know what that means.
That's terrifying, Jasper.
Cecil, I hope you don't find out how that particular measure comes into play.
Jasper, I have a question. Do they have a necromancer on staff?
Of course they do.
Shit.
Along with every single other practice of magic.
Damn it.
Now, I will say that is a standard operating procedure for most major prisons and forts within the country. There is a small conclave of mages of varying talents, let us be clear here. Not everyone has a grand necromancer or grand diviner within their ranks. Particularly at a prison, I'm not sure what exactly they maintain. However, all things I want to inform you of. Now, the other thing I was able to learn is that, and I genuinely promise no pun intended here, but there's a bit of a skeleton crew going on at that facility right now.
I know you didn't intend it, but it was good anyway.
It was pretty good. I'll be the first to admit it. But
so they do have a necromancer. That's how that happened.
Well, the reason I bring it up is because apparently there are significantly fewer prisoners there than there were a couple months ago.
I'm pretty sure I know why.
Quite. I have a feeling I've cottoned on as well.
That works out well for us.
Yeah, they got irked.
Mm-hmm. Quite likely.
Shit.
Do you think they volunteer for it, or do you think prison master gets paid?
I mean, could be a little column A, would be a little bit of column B.
And they pick up a glass of whiskey off their desk and gesture to Harper. I think that's exactly what it is. I think they go around the prison and say, "Who wants out? Who wants to do some fighting?"
Yeah.
And the first ones who offer are the first ones who get to go, and then whatever else they've needed gets taken care of. It's the other reason I brought up our other two potential prospects. They might have some insight into that process.
Well, as much as I desperately need to meet Crime Lord Kevin, the seat is the opposite direction.
Yeah.
And it would add a significant amount of time. If we feel like we can impersonate guards and get in, or find a way in through powers of persuasion and disguise, that may be the best bet. And while we're there in Portsmouth, we can also find Basil.
Maybe, yeah.
If need be, if
keeps our options more open.
Yeah, that's two options in one place. Yes,
absolutely. No, I mostly just wanted to tell you about a crime lord named Kevin, but
I greatly appreciate it. It is a bit of knowledge that I did not have,
really
and I now
funny.
Possess it. Thank you so much, Jasper. I learn something every time I walk in here.
Isn't Katie in the seat?
She sure is. You know what, Harper? Did you happen to give her shell phone back? Did you restore her balance?
The shell phones have been on the fritz, unfortunately.
Don't ask Katie to go see Kevin.
They don't. They also don't really work terribly well over that kind of distance, do they? No, or that's on plane.
Oh,
no.
They do. Yeah, it's just like I needed to frankly put some of the resources I allocate toward their upkeep into, the box. So a lot of my side projects have kind of fallen on the.
And Hopper, how is the box going?
The box
I was going to check one day, but there were many boxes in front of your room.
Right, unrelated boxes. The box is, I would say, at a solid 8.5 out of 10.
We'll take it.
Now, if I had another month or two, I could make that a solid 10. But
never a doubt.
I mean, you could.
Could we?
You could do that, and then we could go to the seat and speak with Kevin and try to learn something, and then by the time we come back here, that's been a couple of weeks.
But we have no assurances that the device, the core, is going to be in Scales Right. It could leave in a week, and we wouldn't know about it.
I agree.
I would love to see Rose White try to talk to a crime lord.
It sucks. I've been running. Trust me, I've been running the calculations on this all damn week. It sucks. It's. I hate going into this half-cocked, but like, it's our only play.
An 8.5 is not half-cocked, Harper. I should tell you. Look, your 8.5 is another person's 11.
That's real polite. Thank you.
It's not polite. I'm not a polite individual. Cecil, tell her.
No, they're kind of an asshole, and that's something coming from me.
It's true. If I didn't have full confidence that you could knock this out, I wouldn't be telling you to go.
I appreciate that, Jasper.
You and I haven't had the opportunity to speak much. I make a point of sticking to the shadows. If I didn't think you could do this, we would not be having this conversation. I would be talking with Luca. Hell, I might even be talking with Sterling directly to try and appeal to whatever better nature he has left in him.
There's not much left.
My concern is that there's more than you think.
I get a little anxious when I don't feel like something's perfect.
I understand that.
Nothing about this is going to be perfect, Harper.
I know.
No.
I know.
The best we can do is hope that we can contain it and maintain it. Solve one problem. We'll have others, but...
And
in my mind, this is a short-term fix. This is we get it in our possession, we get it back to maybe not the crypt itself, but like somewhere nearby, and then I can put more time and effort into a more permanent solution, make the 10 out of 10.
And you will want to do that. And Cecil, what I will say, I'm still doing research into that as well. I don't know as much as I would like to about exactly why Sterling has done this. But I know one thing, and that is a ruler needs to be able to be a son of a bitch. They need to be able to make bad calls for the good of everyone. I am worried that this might be one of those times. I'm not telling you to stop. I am telling you that this may be more complicated than we realize, and we may be fucking around in something we shouldn't be. But with the information we have, well, if I didn't want to tell you this, you wouldn't be in here.
There's always going to be something else that we don't know. That's the honest truth of it, Jasper. You always know that there's things you don't know. And I gesture to the empty holes in his map.
You said it better than I could. And at that, all three of you see him flip the map around to the other side where it shows the entirety of the world, all of known Meandaris. And you see so many empty scroll holes. I'm not sure if I've ever actually said the name of the world.
You haven't.
Nope.
My lore brain just got fed new information, and I can feel the serotonin in my fucking wrists. Like,
All right, hold on. Hold on. Real quick. How did we spell it? Not Chase, don't answer.
don't answer.
Boys,
Yeah.
How did we spell it, and how many apostrophes?
None. No apostrophes.
I've got 2 apostrophes.
Miandarus. Meandaris. I love fantasy spelling bee.
I spell it like somebody misspelled Menards.
I have MEAN apostrophe DARIS.
Chase?
MEANDARIS. Like meander.
Ryan, I think you had it except for the apostrophes.
I have it except for I just elfed it up.
Yep, you just elfed it up.
It was close to Menards.
It's not that far from Menards.
That's good, Chase. That's good shit.
Say
Me and
big
Doris.
money, me and Doris.
That's why I can't believe I haven't dropped that yet. No, because I've had that since season 2.
Yeah, homie. That's
you've
never
said it, but not into a microphone.
Gotcha.
You've never
There
said
is.
it in my presence, at the very least.
And with that, you all go about your separate ways.
As Arabin is leaving the office, he realizes he still looks like Cecil and drops the disguised self.
Incredible.
That's pretty good. You keep that up for an hour, yes?
I can keep it up for longer than an hour.
I mean, you have to, take a second and focus, but good. Yes, we can do this. Hey, Harper,
Yeah.
have you ever wanted to be a giant dinosaur?
I've never thought about it before, but it sounds kind of fun.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Why do you ask?
Cecil just turns
No.
and gives you the Cheshire grin.
No, you didn't.
I figured it out.
You have been talking about that for like weeks now, months even.
Yes, I know I did, and it's great.
That's so cool. I'm very happy for you, my friend. That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
That's super cool. I'd love to talk about dinosaurs more. I do need to go buy some explosives, so I'll be back.
That's a normal thing.
Yes, it kind of is, unfortunately, Arabin. Did you have your conversation yet?
Half of it.
Do you want help?
I don't know if there's much help that can happen with this second part.
No, probably not, but dreams are weird.
Yeah. Sometimes they seem a little too real.
When you do speak with the Penumbra, are you yourself or are you something else or someone else?
I think I'm myself. At least there's no difference that I can tell. It's happened a couple times while you and Harper were around.
Yes, but if it's to be in a dream or a more direct conversation, I don't know. It's just an old man stuck in his ways, I guess, but the way that we think of ourselves in our dreams is sometimes more true to who we actually are.
It's less of a dream and more of like I'm inside the amulet.
Interesting.
A liminal space that doesn't really exist. It's foreign to me, but yet it feels familiar.
It's a pocket dimension you access via dreaming.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, yes. As much as we can nail down anything with magic.
Pocket dimension. We'll go with that.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us here on Another Path. You can find our website and merch store at anotherpathpodcast.com and our network at ghostlightmedia.net. You can support our efforts by donating at patreon.com/ghostlightmedia or by giving us a rating and review over on Apple Podcasts or whatever podcatcher will let you. You can find us on Blue Sky at anotherpathpodcast.com. Ryan at ralbrecht.bluesky.social, Griffin at griffcold.bluesky.social, and myself at tqloudly.bluesky.social. Also, if you're new to the platform, when I just said Blue Sky and all those times, it's BSKY. You can find Justin on TikTok at JustDustinMichael and myself at tqloudly. We'll be back in 2 weeks with a new episode, and until then, remember, even if help can't be accepted, it's nice to offer. This has been a Ghostlight Media production.